There's one 3-word word to say when somebody says you can't. Go funk yourself. Yeah, you did say that.
I did say that out loud?
You did.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb.
It's okay. I mean, it'd be like that.
I'm dumb as hell.
Okay. We're back. Go funk yourself here with my boy Ashorty. Ashorty raps. Ashorty tweets. Ashorty everything. Because when you hit up somebody that you fuck with, you be like, "Hey, shorty," you know. All right. So the reason we're here right now is Day Is Done. Existential Crisis. This song, motherfucker. This song. Whoo! It's a fucking. It's a crazy one.
A window into a period of time.
Yes, that's a good way to start it off. Since you're here, I want to ask you a question regarding the creation of that song. Like, what do you think about the energy of the room then? What do you think about the energy of the room after? What do you think about like just the nostalgic feeling of listening back?
Yeah, it's a good question. Not rehearsed or scripted whatsoever. I think I was fucking, probably the both of us, just in a fucking deep dark place, back and forth emotionally, kind of like trapped in a house, like
Definitely
implanted in a house by circumstance, and just trying to make the most of it while remaining creative and fucking trying to step out of the box that we were in initially with the music we had made. And I think we did that. And
I do think we did that.
Like we both kind of like, it kind of altered our trajectory, and I think it like probably made me believe that I could do like a lot, along with all the songs that we made at that time, made me believe I could do more than I probably even could.
Absolutely. I mean, you definitely need a little bit of like a cockiness, you know, to you. Obviously you need to be humble, but
Cocky when I talky, yes.
You gotta at least have something to walk to walk the walk with. But if you're talking the talk prior, then it's more believable to the audience. I think that what you're saying about that time period is very true, because we were definitely on some different. And Day Is Done came the midst of this bender of an existential crisis of we were trying to figure out what are we doing? Like, what are we trying to do? Like, what is the goal here with our life, music, art? And as all this stuff is just spiraling and you're spiraling, you wake up one morning and you're just like, I'm done. And I think that that's what happened the morning we made Day Is Done. And when you listen to Day Is Done, you're like, man, these guys made this like late at night. Like,
yeah.
They were mad. Like, no, this was like
early
11
morning.
a.m. fresh off the black coffee to the gut.
Like wake and bake, straight to fucking screaming in a closet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a vibe then, man. That's why we were asking those questions. That's what we were searching for. I would like to ask you, what is your favorite line in your verse in Day Is Done?
Dude, well, since we just listened to it, I do like the ending line. Like, fucking, fuck it. Where's the blood? Paint the rubble of this country. Because it's just like, it's almost like Rage Against the Machine, kind of like the bigger scheme of like you said, like political. Not necessarily that's what I even go for, but it's like, oh, I didn't even know that that's where my head was at that time. Like, because it felt personal. Like while I was doing it, I didn't feel above it. But like in hindsight, like we were saying before this, like it's kind of like a second person thing. Like I'm talking to somebody. Like, I don't know.
Absolutely. I think we listened to this song prior to going on here, and we were kind of talking on the fact that there's kind of 3 different characters in this song, and each one of them is in a different perspective. And by that, there's a first person point of view being the chorus, me yelling, this place is fucked up, I don't know what's what.
Yeah, like saying this place is like, I'm here right now.
Yeah.
Experiencing this place, and it's fucked up.
It was fucked up,
It was,
I think.
yeah.
It was not a great place to be in, but it was a fun place to be in. That's the problem, though.
But yeah.
There was a second person point of view, and that would be...
Yeah, like the main verse.
The main verse. This man here, Ashorty.
Yeah.
I was about to call him Shorty, but it's actually Ashorty Raps. Ashorty Raps. Look it up. Ashorty Raps. The second verse, that second person is a verse that he's almost like speaking to you, the listener, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's like if
bit.
I just got like hella cynical and aggressive with a therapist almost. That's kind of what it sounds like. Like just kind of like venting to somebody like, fuck this. Like I'm still kind of present and experiencing it, but it's like, I don't know, a little bit removed from it. Like I'm talking about not necessarily my feelings.
Yeah,
more
it's
so,
like one of those,
it's observational.
It's like one of those when you like in like an argument or something and you just start talking about stuff that's like kind of not relevant, but it's still kind of relevant because like something from the relevancy provoked you.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. But then the first person, no, sorry, we went through that. The third person would be the intro, and that's like the narrator. And it's like you as a narrator, when you first recorded that, it kind of like gave me a feeling of like, oh my gosh, we're like going down into this like deep spiral of like thoughts of like how crazy can we take this song? And that was kind of the idea. And it was just like basically throw a kick on there, throw like a rock snare off a splice, like nothing to it, play like a couple guitar lines and like get the right amps, you know, get the right kind of sound. So it sounded that like that grungy, like kind of like you said, Rage Against the Machine type of sound.
I would say in hindsight, like listening to it, it felt very Metallica-y.
Metallica, I like that too. I was listening to them today. I just listened to one today in the car.
That's a fucking yammer.
It's a banger. It's a long one. It's like one of those the radio operator could just press play and then go across the street, get some coffee.
Yeah, go get some coffee, Starbucks.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Starbucks, yeah, you could probably get head there too. I'm not sure. But, you know, this Day Is Done song, it's mad. There's energy.
I was going to say, like, the place that we were when we created that was, like, in a house that was, like, just off the walls, like, bipolar emotion. Like, just literally back and forth, like, highs and lows, like, desperation, and then, like, just manic episodes of, like, fuck yeah, we're unstoppable. And then right back to being like, fuck this, I'm done, I'm out of here, you know?
Definitely.
Just back and forth, like 15-minute spans, like losing your mind to like being like so happy and gracious or like grateful. It's crazy.
That's how it kind of is in the life of an artist, though, in general. And at that time,
chaos.
The people that were around in that house. Shout out Payzant. Mm-hmm. He's on the album as well on Semtex.
Yeah.
Yo. The three of us were really the ones running in there, and all we were doing was being artists. And so
left to our own devices.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
When we had no direction or like clear trajectory, like just fucking
just do
ripping
stuff.
It.
Just do
ripping
stuff
it, yeah.
and do stuff and do stuff. See what's like cool. See what's not. Like just play some video games and get like dumb fried.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever. But just do it and do it. And then like out of nowhere there'll be like some inspiration, and we'll make a banger, such as Day Is Done, such as Sad Songs was made there. There's others from this album that were made there because that place was the conceptualization of existential crisis. And when we made Day Is Done, it almost awoke within me to realize I was in this position. It was something that I think I was writing it as a story where I'm not actually the person saying the things that I said in the song.
Or like embodying something, or like just kind of like personifying an emotion and
exactly.
like expanding upon it.
And then the more I listened to it after recording it, it was like, wait, this got way too real. And I bring this up to tell you that there's a version of Day Is Done that's in the vault and will forever be in the vault because of a verse from myself that was it was wild. I know there was. I
want to hear it because I haven't heard it like literally since like the one time you played it for me, probably.
Facts. Honestly, I deleted that. We'd have to try to find like an old bounce because it's not in the project file.
Do you still have like lyrics? Like, could you sing it?
I mean, like, I know the first line is "Die, die, are you high? Fuck you, I'm gonna die." When True. Oh,
I do remember it. It's all coming back now.
Yeah, that's the first line. See, so that's imagine that, but for 16 bars. I was like, we don't need that.
Yeah,
we don't need that. It was real, you know, and to this point, this is the first spoken content I've released that is explicit, but I don't care because this song is explicit and this album is explicit, and I think that comes from the fact that the life we lead is explicit,
not PG.
Yeah,
and unless my niece and nephew are around, bro.
Facts.
Yeah.
Once we start monetizing on YouTube, maybe we won't say fuck so much, but for people watching, I don't care for this episode. You know, it was a rough time, but you need those times. You need the valleys to have the peaks, you know? And if you are able to go through, fight through, and learn something from those times, that's how you are going to succeed going further. And I have Falling is Freedom on my arm, and that was done prior to this time period, but from a similar situation of you fall down, you make mistakes, and you fuck up, but it's kind of a freeing thing to experience because now you don't know, or now you know not to do this thing or this thing or this thing. And I think that was like a lot of the songs that we had made.
Dude, can I expand upon
prior.
that idea?
Absolutely, please.
Like that Falling is Freedom, like that is kind of like a testament to what we were doing at that moment. Because it's like, I was just talking to Girly about this the other day. Like, when you're, like, have you ever been walking down the street, like, somewhere with, like, heavy foot traffic, like, when you were in LA or wherever, and probably not LA because they're dry as hell, but you get caught in the rain. Like, it's like a thing, getting caught in the rain. Like, you like pina coladas? But getting caught in the rain is like, oh, fuck. Like, we are now subject to the elements, and you're not going to fight it. So you can sit there and you can, you know, bitch and moan like, oh, I'm wet now. But like most people just start giggling. Like most people are like, oh shit, like I'm getting wet. I don't want to be wet.
It's kind of like a liberating, euphoric experience.
Yeah, it is. It's like if magical.
You allow it to be.
Or, you know, like working like labor, when you're sweating your ass off, when you first get to a job site and you're like all clean, like your hands aren't really dirty yet. Like you're like, I don't fucking want to get dirty. But then you start sweating, you start getting like dirt in your ear holes. Like you're like, fuck this, I don't care. Like you've fallen. So now you're like, you're liberated to just do it.
Absolutely.
You're not inhibited.
I did that today, actually. We were mulching a yard and I forgot my gloves, and I like was trying my hardest not to start spreading with my bare hands because it was the black dye.
You just gotta fall,
and I was
bro.
like, I don't want to do black hand. You know?
Yeah, that's racist.
No, I don't want to do that, but I just committed because it was like, fuck it. Mm-hmm. The quicker I commit to doing this, the quicker the job will get done, and the quicker I can move on to do other things that I want to do with my day, with my night, my evening, whatever. But also to your point about the elements, I got a good story. Moped riding in Florida.
Ooh.
We got stuck. Was
this in like high school?
No, this was couple years ago, maybe 2019 summer. Went to Florida with the fam. Me, Caitlin, Austin, Haley, all like 2 different mopeds going tandem on each, obviously, excuse me. That's sick. And we got stuck in the rain for like a 25-minute ride back from dinner to the condo. And in hindsight, like if we were like a little more patient, we could have waited like maybe an hour and the rain would have passed. But we were like, nah, we're not trying to sit at this restaurant for an hour.
Send that shit.
While like we're getting rained on. Yeah. So then we ended up just getting pelted on, and that sucks. But it was kind of fun. The one thing that sucked is like I didn't have the goggles, the glasses. I didn't have any eye protection.
Like just squinting hard as hell.
Just big time squint going down the freeway.
Big squint, bro.
Big time squint, you know. But that's off topic. But what's on topic is you fuck up, you move on, you accept that you fucked up, you learn something, now you're better.
Yeah, when you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to, it's like paralysis by overanalysis. You're like, I'm going to get fucked up if I do this. Like, oh, the consequences. But then when you've already tasted the consequences and it's not that bad, it's like, let's fucking do this shit. You don't got to worry about it anymore. But I forgot how that even related to what the fuck we were talking about.
We're talking about falling is freedom.
Yeah.
But I was just talking about, the reason I brought up the tattoo was because I wanted to show off my new tattoos. Ooh. Nah, I'm kidding, but not actually, but for real. Just falling is freedom is something I live by because I want to learn from my mistakes. And I think at the time of making the majority of this album, I was making mistakes, but I was also observing the mistakes that I had made in childhood. Yeah. And so I was like reflecting on those mistakes and how they set me up to be in the position that I was in then. So that's why I was making all this like music about how I'm sad or how I'm mad or how I don't know what's going on. But it was just because I was like, damn, I really set myself up for failure. And that's a lyric actually in Sad Songs. And it's like, I did this, but forgive me, because like as a young person, you do stuff that you need to ask forgiveness for, because we all do some wrong stuff. But you know, if you're a fucked up person, like, you're a fucked up person.
I got a question. When you think about like, because I mean, I can't really ask you too in depth about your like lyrics. It's just, yeah, this place is fucked up. But like, when you like, do you have any visualization that goes along? Like, I feel like my verse, for me personally, I don't know what the like an outside listener would get, but like I can visualize like each line, like, and I even have a visualization for like, yeah, this place is fucked up. Like, do you have a visualization for that? Like, when you picture the chorus, like if you were to make a music video for it, like what would you picture?
That's a great question. I like that. Going on the spot. We're talking about marketing on spot, on air.
Yeah.
There, maybe after this we'll record a Dave's Done music video. Probably not though. I think to answer your question, it's like, one, I'm a very like logical thinker and like conceptual thinker. And so therefore I don't really visualize all that well. So right. I wouldn't necessarily say I have like a specific scene I would want to like shoot for that chorus part or hook. But what I kind of do see or just like observe from that chorus is somebody that is like
trapped,
absorbent with like energy and mad, and they're like they're being forced to like be quiet, and like me screaming is the screaming happening inside their head. Yeah, it's like, it's more so like somebody's like so mad but they're being repressed, and you're just like watching somebody explode. Right.
So like, to expand upon like kind of similar vein of that question, like when you say this place is fucked up, what is this place? Is it like, because you say it's like existential, is it like your body? Is it the country? Is it the world?
I think when I was thinking of this place in my mind,
was it the house?
Nah, that house was awesome. Cursed. That house was awesome, but it was definitely like one that you get away from.
It's spooky, bro. There's ghosts there. It's spooky as hell. Like, there's dark energy in that crib.
Now there's definitely like nothing. That they're freaking like about to bulldoze it over. I'm sure.
Yeah, I saw.
But probably for the better, because that house is
haunted as fuck.
I don't want to say haunted. I don't know. I feel like it was
I had
like
some spoopy experiences there. But
yeah, but you definitely like put more hours in there because you were a resident. I was just a passerby. I was a camper, a couch camper.
Ask Pay about it sometime. I'm sure he's got some also.
Valid.
Or Hannah. I'm sure
I definitely remember some like doors opening for no reason type vibes.
Oh yeah.
And then the dogs getting out and then like chasing down the street for dogs. But I like write a lot of that up to like we put ourselves in the situation, so it's like, well, I'll be darned, right? Like,
Yeah,
we're here, we gotta figure it out. But yeah, the house was not the place. The place was society, man. My observation was kind of based on how much people are neglected by like those that could change something or do something different.
Like the people with power are just negligent.
Yeah. Like, and it's all for the dollar. And that's the thing. If you do follow me, you probably know I like cryptocurrency, which is literally peak capitalism. But my thesis on this is you got to play the game to get out of the game. Like, I'm not going to allow myself to be miserable for the rest of my life and be in the quote unquote rat race and be the person that is being affected by negligence. Because I believe that if you can make enough money for yourself and your family, you don't have to adhere to most of the stuff. You could just move to a country that you agree with. Like, you could move to a state that you agree with. Like, and that comes from a very middle class mindset, right? So I'm not gonna be like negligent
to an extent. I mean, it's just being a dreamer. I don't necessarily think it's like associated
Also
with your
valid.
economic class, because there are people like poor people that can't visualize themselves as succeeding, and then there are, you know, poor people that shoot for the stars and they don't give a fuck.
Absolutely.
Like, but to say it also is a, you know, a playing factor at the same time.
For sure. I mean, but yeah, the place is more so just the fact that there's so many people that are down, you know, and
down bad.
And to the verse that you heard when I originally wrote the verse you heard the first line of, sorry. When I wrote that verse, it came from like the person that was like down the worst.
It's like a cry for help, like
the person
desperate.
that was about to kill themselves because they didn't think that their life was worth anything. They didn't think anybody cared about them.
Yeah.
Because I definitely think I've been in those positions, but that the more I listen, the reason I deleted the verse is because it just got too real. But the more I listened, I was like, wait, maybe this is actually how I feel, and that's why I wrote it down on a piece of paper, not just because I was playing some part. But that's kind of what we as people do sometimes, looking back on things that we say are jokes, or it's like a funny joke, but it's actually just like how we feel. It's a classic.
There's some like just when you say something, like it kind of has a residual effect on you. Like even when I create music, like if it's coming from an abstract place, like I will start to put myself in the position of like said character and start to adopt those emotions. And if you hold those emotions, like you're going to have memories of those emotions, and it's like your memories and your experiences are who you are. So if you're adopting like, you know, abstract or fictional feelings, like they are as real feelings at a point.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how you get the stories of famous actors that
like losing
lose
their
the character.
go bonkers. Yeah,
It's crazy, but it's true. And yeah, I do believe that what you say is kind of who you become, and especially if you like live the life of what you're saying. And in that sense of what we're speaking on, what Day has done is the things that I was saying were those
directly applicable.
Yeah, it was like a depressed person that feels like they're being neglected by those that they love, but they were just doing dumb stuff, getting drunk, smoking as much weed as you possibly could.
It's a sabotage.
And not hanging out with family. Like, self-sabotage, and then you're just like gonna complain about it. Like, I wouldn't say making that song was complaining about it. It was just a form of expressing the feeling I was in. Yeah,
or just like coming to terms or recognition that you were even there. And
definitely.
Same, like I'm in no denial that I'm like a fucking kind of cynical asshole. I go through waves. Like a month I'll be like, fuck this, I hate this shit. And then sometimes, you know, I'm just like, oh, the world is great. I can do whatever I want. Like, so much freedom.
Absolutely.
And it's just a constant back and forth.
Some would call that a bipolar disorder.
Yeah, I think some would describe it so. It depends.
but some wouldn't, you know.
Yeah.
It's up for debate. I think most disorders are like fugazi. I think that obviously there are real mental illnesses.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that the society back to this place is fucked up. I think the society that we have experienced and grown up in was created to create those feelings in those people. And that's kind of where this song even really comes from. And this is kind of a full circle moment. But
I think it's like a scale issue. Like humans, like maybe I'm like, you know, talking out of my ass, but like humans, to me, it doesn't feel like we're meant to operate on like a global scale. Like the internet like fucks with your self-esteem so much because it's like it's way too much information for one human to be like absorbing. But like, you know, here we are soaking it all in and like meant to deal with concepts and ideas and information that's like far beyond our control. So it's like we're just kind of like left to the wind. It's almost like a hopelessness at how like vast everything is.
it's very true, I think. But I do think that there's some positives in that. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that being
It's freedom.
the fact that when you didn't have, I can't speak on this, right? Because I wasn't an adult without internet.
Right.
I can say that you not knowing what other things look like could maybe be like more daunting than like knowing everything. Like now that like you see everything, you like see, you're able to come to terms with what you have easier if you have that mindset, obviously, right? If you are like filled with envy, then yeah, if you like watch people that are doing travel videos, then you're just like, man, I want to do this. But instead of doing something to make money in order to make your own travel videos, you're just watching other people make travel videos.
Yeah. Or in like a greater scale, like fucking war, like our perception of war, like it used to just be stories. Like you just hear stories from the, you know, survivors and they don't really tell you much. Like you talk to a fucking Vietnam vet, like they don't want to talk about it unless they're like, I mean, most of the time, sometimes, you know, people are very open about it. Or if the people are like in a recovery process from like PTSD, they'll talk about it with specific people. But like a lot of the time, most of the stories go untold. Now it's like all stories are told all the time and everybody's looking for stories constantly.
I like to see, I don't want to get into too much of like modern media, I suppose. But
I mean, this place is
TikTok,
fucked up, dude.
It is.
The modern media fucked
TikTok,
this place up.
we're literally just watching people in Ukraine, in Russia. Getting killed, shot. There's videos of like the hanging of Saddam Hussein. Like
Muammar Gaddafi. You can watch his whole assassination every
insane.
moment of it.
It's
watch
everywhere.
him get ripped apart.
But I do think that as bad as it sounds, I think that it's healthy for that to be out there.
See the spider?
Oh my god.
Dude, right by the noggin. Whoa, where'd he go? I don't like that, dog.
You a spider guy?
I'm not a spider guy, but I like knowing where they are.
He went down there. He's a small boy. Yeah, we're in the basement, so it's Insect City. You know what's going on.
Insect in the city.
But yeah, like I think it's good that that's out there because it allows the people that have been sheltered their whole life to understand that the world isn't what they think it is.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lot tougher than what they maybe think it is or what they've experienced in life. And I think that's something that most people learn as they grow up. But there's absolutely some people that just never really grasped it. But I think that's just because some people don't think about existential problems like that. Some people think about their daily wants and needs. And that's
probably,
it.
Yeah, probably most people. Like, because global awareness is very stressful. It's a heavy burden to carry. Like, there's a reason to saying, like, ignorance is bliss.
Absolutely.
Like, and a lot of the time, like, if you're on any kind of media, like, you have to be willfully ignorant because it's being pumped into your face. So it's like, if you want to be ignorant, you got to really cut yourself off, which is like, there's a balance to it, obviously. But, like, I don't think that most young people have found that balance. Like, you know, we're all looking day by day, trying to find it better.
Absolutely. And the new and fire hot apps that come out, games that come out, whatever the case isn't really helping the question there either. But it's fine, I suppose, because we figured it out. They're going to figure it out. Our parents figured it out.
Everybody thought it was the end of the world. Everybody thought, like, their day was done.
Yeah. I mean, our day might be done here soon, but to wrap it up, I think that the takeaway on Day is Done is no matter how down bad you think you are and how down bad you may think the world is, there's some good stuff going on. There's relationships that are created. There's good memories that are created. To just tangent off of that, my thoughts on memories is that's actually the only thing that matters in life. And it's we could have this conversation, be looking at the phone, recording it while looking at each other, talking.
I barely look at the phone.
And it would be better, potentially, than if we weren't doing this, because it's a memory and that conversation will forever be a memory. But now this conversation is a timestamp.
Yeah, it's like an external memory because it's in,
the ethos.
Yeah, it's in the memory of your fucking cloud, or it's going to be on your laptop.
The top, then the internet, and then eventually the blockchain.
Yeah.
We're going to get there soon, guys. If you've made it this far, I'm going to just fuck off for a second. Crypto channel, Go Funk Yourself style is going to come in hot and heavy soon. Computer is coming. The room's about to get finished, redecorized. Fucking over here, there's a neon Go Funk Yourself sign that I haven't hung up yet.
It's sick, you can't see it.
You're gonna see it sometime. Yeah, we're gatekeeping the studio right now. You can't see. This thing's gonna be gone. All the clothes are gonna be gone. We're gonna do it up in here, and we're gonna make it down. We're gonna make it happen.
Replace the walls with leather.
It's gonna be leather. We're gonna have whips. We're gonna have handcuffs.
Swings.
Oh my God. Can you imagine a crypto channel with Shorty swinging from the rafters but naked behind me? I'm talking about Solana NFTs, and you're just like sitting there like humping my head in the background.
Just getting grimy while you drop fucking knowledge.
Dude, alpha talk for real. Alpha talk. Yeah. All day. But speaking of day, our day is done. Fucking existential crisis out now. Sorry for how many times we said fuck. But if you listen to the song, it's actually the only word we say. It's just fuck this fucking fuck.
Yeah, this fuck is fucked, fuck.
Yeah, that's the song.
That's the song. It's how it's written.
We wanted to make the episode of Songs Explained to be the song. So we said it a lot. We're sorry. We're not going to make money it because we can't monetize, but we're not sorry. We don't care. We don't give a fuck. We're going to keep doing whatever the fuck we do. And instead of saying go fuck yourself, we say go funk yourself, because that's the fucking name. Don't wear it out. Ashorty raps. Anything you want to conclude with?
I don't know. I feel like we touched on the song a good bit. There's not too much more to be said.
We fondle it a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't nothing comes to mind that I had to get off my chest relating to it.
That means we hit all the bases and we're headed for home.
Feel pretty good, dude. I guess song created in the midst of personal chaos, and it was just the full embodiment of panic, hopelessness, a lot of dark emotions. Yeah,
absolutely. But it's okay, because
that's not all we do.
You have dark emotions to have.
We do other shit.
Light emotions.
Other stuff.
The balance, bro. There's a purple lightsaber for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You need both. Believe that.
Mm-hmm. Believe that. All right. Wrap it. Existential Crisis, all platforms. Go check it out. Go Funk Yourself.
Follow me on Twitter if you care. Anything else, I don't really care about. So, like, you're not going to get the full extent of what I'm trying to do here. So, hit the Twitter. I'll try to keep up on Facebook. I'll try to keep up on IG. I probably won't try to keep up on TikTok. Yeah, I'm a musician. Maybe I should a little bit more. But, exactly.
Yeah.
Peace.